Man, we back. We back, man. Another show, another week. We got a special guest too. It's gonna be a good show, man. Hey, Turf, man, are you into DC, Marvel? Are you into them type of movies?
I'm not, bro.
You not?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm not, but I don't.
You don't understand it.
He like, nah, that ain't my cup of tea.
It's not. I don't speak. So you probably gave up on movies because that's literally a lot of the movies nowadays. Because superhero movies kind of took over.
Right, and you know what? It's funny you say that because that's been the case. But recently, been some bomb movies, right? Sinners, F1.
Man, her F1 was good. I gotta check it out.
I like them all, man. But it's like you said, I really have never gotten into the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just couldn't grab. You know, He-Man was as far as I got, bro. And that's probably
He-Man. And they're making a new one too.
They're making a new one. I don't know how you gonna feel about that one though. He's probably not gonna watch it.
I would love for that to come back.
Okay.
That was when cartoons. Okay. Yeah, that right. Remember He-Man, Thundercats, Voltron. That's my era right there, bro.
See, the thing is that usually remakes aren't better than the original.
Yeah.
You know, if you grew up on the original and you feel like the original was the where it was at, it's probably not going to be good when they do the remake. It just is what it is, and they're going to be talking to a whole different audience. You know, it's just it is what it is.
Hey,
but hey, man,
that Mission Impossible was fire.
Oh, the Mission Impossible! I didn't get to. Did they end it?
Last one?
Did they end it? Is the last one?
Last one, bro. It was fire.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check that out, bro.
Yeah. The last Top Gun was clean too, though. The last Top Gun, the Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun was good. Yep. That was good.
I'm telling you, so it's been some good movies, and I've been enjoying them, man. Believe it or not, in college I lived literally behind the movie.
Man, Tenet, man, that's a good ass movie.
Turf likes the alternative action movies. Which, hey, I'm an action guy, so I like the Mavericks and the Mission Impossibles. I can watch those. But don't forget to clock in, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Great Pharaoh, the gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
back. We are back for another edition of Around the Shield, man. We got a special guest, man. Salute to Ultimate Raider Fan 32, Turf in the building, man. Another episode, another guest, and we got Turf, man, the one and only. He was able to, come on short notice and, talk that Raider football, man. So we're gonna have a great conversation today, another off-season show. We got a lot to talk about. We got certain things we're going to talk about today. Obviously, you guys see the thumbnail, the title. We'll get into that. We appreciate everybody coming through. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Daniel Kim, Daniel Kim in the building. Appreciate you coming through. The night crew's in the building. He says, it's time. Exactly. My guy, man. He says, salute, Pharaoh, Severe, Turf. Man, appreciate you coming through. The king of mods. My guy, man, holding it down in the chat. Chewy's NFL News and Podcast in the building, man. If you haven't already, make sure to hit my guy, man, and subscribe. Appreciate you coming through. We got Mark Salter in the building. My 2 cents in the building, man. We got everybody pulling up today, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. But Turf, what's going on, man? How you been?
I can't complain, boss. I'm excited to be on the show.
Yeah.
Finally getting back into things, you know what I mean? Just in general across the board in terms of these YouTube streets.
Right.
And, having a good time, man. I appreciate the invite.
Nah, it's all good, man. It looks like you on vacation right now, so we're sorry to disturb you on your.
It's all good. I'm on that demon time in the backyard. That's what I'm on.
There you go. Shout
out to PS.
At the palatial estate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. We got Turf in here, man. Definitely. We're gonna have some questions for Turf. Obviously, we're gonna ask him some questions, and because especially last week we talked about running backs, and obviously we talked about Ashton, Jeanty. We started the show off by talking about Darren McFadden, his place in Raider history. I'm sure you have a lot to say about that. We didn't get it. The last time I think we spoke or where we had you on the show was before the draft. And you talked about some of the guys that you liked at the running back position. And one of your guys, I think you liked the guy coming out of Texas that ran like a 4.2. I think he's playing for Dallas now, right? Is that am I
Jadon?
Jadon Blue. I think Dallas ended up drafting him. Were you shocked, surprised, or excited about the pick at number 6? With Ashton Jeanty?
I'm gonna stick to my guns with this one. Picking Jeanty at 6, I think, was way too high. And I don't believe he's the best running back out of this draft. I honestly believe that everyone will see week 2 up close and personal who the best running back of this draft class is. His name is Omarion Hampton. The unfortunate side of things.
That ain't funny, but it's serious though. That's a shot right there.
It's serious because he's got all the tools he needs too. He's got the best, offensive line, that you can think of as far as probably our whole entire division. If you want to be real, Harbaugh is going to have that offensive line, right? They got Hall of Famer's sons on that offensive line anchoring the tackle. Omarion Hampton is about to have a field day.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate side because I just don't see where Ashton Jeanty will be capable of doing things along those lines. But we still got to figure out what our offensive line ourselves looks like.
Damn. You said he's not the best running back in the. Where'd you rank? Where'd you have Jeanty?
I absolutely take Travion Henderson over Ashton Jeanty, and I wouldn't be upset with people taking the kid from Iowa. Is it Richardson?
Caleb Johnson?
Johnson, as well as Jenkins from Ohio State. You're talking about guys that are actual, real, today modern running back sizes. and their 40 times are all significantly faster. Like, I just don't think people understand, the difference in these things. Running a 4.3 and a 4.4 is drastically different. You may not know it until you actually see it on the field and it can be shown to you. But you're going to be surprised. And we got, Ratio Tootin. We were just talking earlier today about running backs coming out of the state of New Jersey. Virginia Tech running back. He went to a great situation. Yeah. And that kid runs a legit 4.2, 4.3, 40.
Yeah.
Ashton Jeanty is coming behind an offensive line that who knows? And he's undersized. He's undersized, and his superpower is going to have to really be a superpower, which is something we haven't seen in quite some time, and that's the ability to break tackles like you wouldn't believe. And that coming from a guy his size, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Nah, hey Tyler, man, I can't let you do this, man. My guy Turf knows what he's talking about. He is not a Chargers fan. This dude goes to like damn near every Raider game.
The ultimate Raiders fan for a reason. It's in the name.
He also I got receipts, brother. Trust me, my bank account. Man. I've been hit. That's why it's been a problem this year. Shout out to my Golden Gopher girlies. That's the real honest truth. I go to my daughter's gymnastics meets now. She finished her freshman year. So, hey, that's a 16-week process somewhere in the Big Ten from December, the last week in December to May. So that's why I won't be hitting all Raider games up, but I'm definitely going to the opener in New England to our opener against the Chargers.
Hey man, there you go, man. So I'm definitely taking your opinion into consideration as far as you played the position obviously.
Exactly.
Man, it's tough to hear you're saying there's no shot. Are you saying there's no shot, or are you looking at his size? Are you looking at his athleticism at the position? It's just he's too different. He's not. There's no chance.
Measurables are literally average for the position, and people aren't looking at those things. They're just looking at what he produced out of the Mountain West. Mm-hmm. And again, there's only one other running back I think of out of that conference ever in life, and there will never ever be anyone that comes remotely close. His name is Marshall Faulk. You're never going to see that again. That conference has never seen him again. We're talking arguably one of the best running backs to ever do it. I'd never tell somebody. I'd never tell somebody they're wrong if Marshall Faulk was their favorite and they felt he was the best. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, Marshall Faulk had the measurables though. He had the measurables, I think.
That's what he's saying is that Marshall, because like you think about the last guy that dominated. I want to say the last guy, but another guy that dominated the Mountain West and put up some crazy numbers. As a matter of fact, I think the guy went to Marshall Faulk's alma mater, and it was Donald Pumphrey. And if you don't know who that is,
considered the best reason to ever come out of that division, out of that conference.
Yeah, if you don't know who that is, there's a reason for that, because he was an undersized guy. So that's what people. Oh, you can't talk about the Mountain West, and it's like, all right, sure. It makes a difference, man. This is the definition of there's levels to it. And now obviously Jeanty, he produced against Oregon. He didn't necessarily produce against Penn State. But we'll kind of see. As Turf said, it all hinges on his ability to break tackles at the NFL level. And that's what we talked about, and that's what we've been talking about. If that translates and it's the same, then he's gonna go bananas. He's gonna go bonkers. But there's also could be a downside to that as well, and maybe we'll get into that a little bit. But if he doesn't produce that same tackle breaking ability, then there's gonna have to be a complete change in how he runs and how he's used, and that could take an adjustment period. And that adjustment period may never come. So it all hinges really on that ability to break tackles.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much, man, but I gotta bring this.
Nah, man, you the guest. You the guest, bro. Yeah,
man.
go
That's what we
ahead.
brought you here for.
This is the problem I had at number 6 with him. He's a complimentary back, meaning that he's never going to be a cowbell. He's just not sized for that.
Damn.
Honestly, he's just not that. So it didn't make sense to take him at 6 when you have several other complimentary type backs in what I consider to be the best running back draft ever. Personally, I think there were undrafted free agents that you're going to probably see start sometime before the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know where I'm at with it in terms of running backs, running back play, and how it's going to translate to the league. And I got to continue to keep bringing this other piece and point up too, because you can look into the league and its speed. Jeanty runs a 4.5, and it's not no sub 4.5 to the 4.4s. All these other running backs I'm talking about, they're running sub 4.4s.
Yeah.
It's going to look drastically different.
Yeah.
Go look at the tape.
Yeah.
Just go look at the tape. It's going to look different. Of course, him running out in West, it's just not, you know what I'm saying? So it's at him at 6, I didn't like it.
So historically speaking, let's look at history, right? Was there anybody at that position where you looked at his measurables where you're saying that he was average from a measurable standpoint, or you thought he was average from a measurable standpoint, but had a great NFL career or played well, or had a good NFL career?
There's plenty. I mean, I consider Emmitt Smith. I think there's a reason Emmitt Smith is at the top of the list, because he's like a superhuman all the way across the board. You're looking at Emmitt Smith, and that's insane to me. Emmitt Smith was 5'8", 5'9", 205 pounds. He ran a 4.7, 4.6 40, and this dude could stonewall 260-pound linebackers by himself without needing anybody to chip, mano y mano, right in the hole. And I mean, no other running back could do it like he could. He could bounce off and break tackles like anybody's business, hence why he has the most yards ever in the league. And I don't want to hear anything about this. He was offensive line, because when he went to the Cardinals, he did the same thing, and he was way over the hill and past his prime when he did it. So that's why Emmitt Smith is more special than anybody will ever understand and believe, in my opinion, because they don't give him that credit on the fact that he is probably the smallest running back you've ever seen to do the things he did. And guess what size he is?
You're saying
Guess who?
Ashton Jeanty. He's Ashton Jeanty. I mean, that's Ashton Jeanty's pro comp. You know, for me,
that's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you right now, there's no way he's touching Emmitt Smith. It's impossible. He won't hold up. Not in today's game. He won't hold up. Emmitt Smith didn't miss games. Emmitt Smith was a bell cow. Emmitt Smith did not come out of the game. He was first, second, third, fourth down.
No, fact.
Well, he was also in a different era too. In that era, it was about being a bell cow. In this era, it's about being a part of a committee. It's about, being a factor in the pass game. Like how many bell cows are there in the NFL? Probably maybe 1, 2, maybe. You know what I mean? Where, like, where you got the guy out there in Baltimore, Derrick Henry, and then maybe Josh Jacobs, and then after that, Saquon.
Oh, absolutely.
Jonathan Taylor when he's not hurt.
Jonathan Taylor, but he's
I think obviously Derrick Henry is. I mean, they don't use him like I would if I were them. I think they take him out a little too much. But he's old, right? He's got track. So I mean, he's got track on him.
So you're saying Jeanty just got drafted because of the film, pretty much?
No, I think they think he's a generational talent.
I mean, but that's all they had. That's all they had to go by, right? In order to draft him is the fact, the film that he put up, and and some people might say, well, he had a lot of big plays in college where he was breaking tackles and he was running away from DBs. Where someone was like, well, he wasn't doing it against the competition. You mentioned that, right? But then he played Oregon, and he still had
good at Oregon, but
Well,
I was
see,
good at
but
Penn State.
that's the thing though. Like that's why I keep telling people that was the first game of the year. So
Right.
Oregon wasn't prepared for what Boise was going to be doing, so they weren't used to it.
Or
So
Oregon
it's like
isn't known for a defense like that either, to keep it a bean. They're more so.
they had a good defense last year. They had two DTs that got drafted,
No.
and they had a linebacker.
But you know what I mean?
I know
Is
what you
they're
mean.
not Ohio State. They're not
Oh
Michigan.
no, exactly. Yeah, he didn't go against like no SEC type defenses or no Michigan type or no Ohio State. Yeah, nah, they but like I said, but that was the first game of the year, so it's like they weren't really prepared for what they were going to see out of Ashton Jeanty. Because like I said before, the year before he was in the committee, he was like really like splitting carries, and then Halani got hurt on the beginning of the year, and then so Ashton Jeanty had that time to be the guy, and then as soon as Halani got back, they went right back to a committee. They played my team in the bowl game, so I know exactly what they were doing the year before, and it was damn near when Halani was healthy, it was a 50-50 split, damn near. So it's like you don't do that for guys generational like that. He not 50-50 splitting with the I don't know if Halani was undrafted or not, but Halani, like, he wasn't a premium like draft pick, or nobody considered him to be elite talent at the position. So so when they play Oregon that first game, of course Oregon they're not ready for whatever Boise is going to be doing. They don't know what kind of how they're going to utilize Jeanty. Jeanty took and you can only play who's in front of you. So that's not Jeanty's fault. They weren't ready. He took full advantage of it. But I think people put that game too much, like, oh, he did it against Oregon. Like, all right, well then, he didn't play another great defense until Penn State. And then, they held him to under 4 yards per carry. I think he fumbled more. He had more fumbles than he had touchdowns. So it's like, all right. So it looks different. So I mean, and we talk about the big plays. Like I said though, on those big plays, it's break 3-4 tackles, and then then I get a big play. It's not I beat you guys and I'm running away from people. Like I've shown you plays where dudes hawk him down with no angle, just hawking him down. So it's like he don't got that kind of speed where he touches the ball and he's gone. He'll touch the ball, break 3-4 tackles, and he's gone after he done ran over half the secondary. But is he going to be doing that in the league? I don't know. So if he is able to do that, then I expect to see the same Ashton Jeanty we saw at Boise State. But if he's not able to do that, then they're going to have to make a drastic adjustment to the way he plays and the way he's utilized. And at that point, it's like, is he going to be a player worth the pick at 6? I don't know. So it all hinges on that. If he can break tackles, like I said, I still had him rated as my number 1 running back. I had him 1, Travion 2, Travion 2, and I had Hampton 2, Travion 3. Travion was my favorite, but that was the ranking I had. But Hampton was right there. Hampton was not far behind. So, and if I had my druthers, probably if I'm going to take a running back at 6, if it was between Jeanty and Hampton, I would probably lean Hampton, just because he has the measurables. He can do just about everything Jeanty does, and he has the measurables. And then people talk about all the tackles that Ashton Jeanty was breaking and all this. If you look at yards after contact, I think he was at 4.2 yards after contact, and Travion Henderson was at like 3.8 or 3.9. So it's like he wasn't even that much better than Travion, who played in a much better division, or conference rather. So
much better team too. Much better team. Much better offensive line. And then but look, that's yards after contact. So that's after you get hit. So that's not that's not oh, my blockers. That's not yards before you get hit. Maybe yards before contact. But who is he getting hit by though? Who is he getting hit by? Is he getting hit by a DB, which is easier to break a tackle, or is he getting hit by a linebacker, D tackle, defensive end? Probably much more. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to throw a little bit of.
Even regardless, though, think about it. Like Severe is saying, he's doing it against lesser guys, while Travion Henderson is doing it against better guys. So it's kind of more of a lean and a nod towards Travion Henderson, because he's actually getting it done against the guys that's going to look more like the next level, which is the part that nobody else is seeming to think about, which is that next level. all of them teams, all of that stuff is going to look different with that.
Yeah.
You talking about the NFL, ladies and gentlemen? That defense is different. Any given day, a 1-14 team can beat a 14-1 team. Any given day in the NFL. Period.
Yeah.
It just depends on how they roll out the bed from one side. That's just the honest truth. All these players will tell you this stuff. The NFL is that razor thin, guys, as far as talent is concerned. So for you to think that, you're gonna come from the college and just start beasting like that.
Yeah.
At that position, running back position, I mean,
especially when you don't have elite athletic traits. And what Jeanty does have that you can't teach is, he has, in my opinion, he had the best vision in his class, and he also had the best contact balance in his class. But both of those kind of, it's somewhat dependent on where you play, because your vision could look great if the holes don't close as fast, right? So if the holes are closing a lot faster than what you used to, that makes you look different. It makes you look different. If you reading the backside C gap, and that's what you expecting, but at that next level, that linebacker can get over there a whole lot faster. So then, your vision, so you could have read the right hole, but if you don't have the athletic ability to get there and beat the guy that's trying to beat you there, it's gonna look different. So that's why it's all dependent on, his ability to be an athlete and to break tackles. If he can do that, he's gonna be special. But that's a big if.
Man, we
all the time. Talking fact, why do people feel like just being honest and objective about your players is being negative? It's honest.
I agree with that.
He was still my RB1. It's I'm not saying he's trash or nothing like that. Nobody's saying he's sucks.
Nobody said that.
But it's people saying he's generational. So they think people will say, "Oh, you're being negative because we're not saying he's generational." Where we're saying, we're saying these are some potential holes in this game or some things he has to do at the next level to be productive. But a lot of people are already saying, he's generational, best player since yada yada yada, without him playing it down. So if I'm being, if if somebody's being critical or that's negativity, then y'all just being fluffers at that point. So it's a two-way street. So it's okay to be objective. You don't gotta. You don't gotta fluff every player that comes on the Raiders. It's cool.
Right. No, I agree with that, man. I think sometimes people could be too biased. You know what I mean? And at some points, we've all been guilty of that. But come on, at this point, come on, man. If you want the Raiders to win, and you've seen this team year in year out put the product on the football field, and it hasn't been up to par, you got to be honest. You got to look at what makes teams great. What makes a player great? You got to see that there's a common thread, and if it's not happening with the Raiders, then you got to be honest about it. And you guys make some valid critiques, especially you started a conversation by bringing up Omari Hampton and the situation he's in, and that offensive line is probably arguably the best in the division. Obviously, one of the best in the NFL if you think about it, because they drafted Joe Alt a year prior to the Brock Bowers draft. And then that online was talented before the Joe Alt, and then you combine it with the mindset of a Jim Harbaugh and his offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, who what does he like to do? Run the football. So,
bro.
And then you combine that with what's going on with what are we hearing about Najee Harris? Is he gonna miss some time? That's gonna just make it so much easier for Omari Hampton to take the lead in that running back. Yeah,
ugly. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be ugly, and we are gonna have to feel that at the home opener, walking across that bridge with that band and parade to get stomped on. And it's not negative; it's an honest, objective opinion based on the fact that we're missing our best talented defensive talent. You don't recover from that. Didn't y'all recall what happened last year when we lost one of our best defensive ends in Kuntz? We didn't just recover from that. You don't recover from that. So
Right.
it's not being negative. It's being objective. It's being honest with ourselves, right? And not going with these wild accusations on where we're going to be. Like we're going to make the playoffs and we don't even have an offensive or defensive.
Yeah.
Nothing's proven yet.
Yeah. Nothing's proven. And if you look at around the division, they've kind of solidified the trenches. You know, you look at Kansas City, the offensive line for Kansas City, probably you can make an argument the last few seasons, but their defensive line is one of the, you know, it's obviously, you know, it's a great defensive line, or a good defensive line at least. They got Patrick Mahomes over there. But then Denver, O-line looking solid, D-line solid.
I hate that team. Hate that team. That's the team I hate.
Would you say this is a defensive division? Based off
right now, absolutely. Right now, absolutely, because you got a lot of defensive-minded coaches too. Even when they're offensive-minded, in terms of Harbaugh, he's, in my opinion, more like his style of offense is more defensive-minded. Right? He's just gonna make you make a mistake. He's gonna be patient. He's gonna run the ball and take what you give him and be patient, make you make a mistake.
Yeah.
And the defense is gonna rest and be ready for whenever they're on back and call. That's a Harbaugh team.
Yeah, man. Speaking of running backs, did you hear about Adrian Peterson? I don't know if you heard about the story that happened like recently where he was like gambling, playing poker, got into a fight. Dude kind of gave him a little 1-2 combination, had him stumbling a little bit. You know, I think we had it on Flag on Play Severe.
He was piecing him up.
Yeah.
Piecing him
so I don't know how true this is, but you know, it's on social media. They're saying that Adrian Peterson has agreed to fight the guy.
Oh,
God. Like it's gonna be a boxing match. It's gonna the last time Adrian Peterson was in that, like, I agreed to a fight, I think it was with Le'Veon Bell, and we've seen how that ended. You know, all-time great running back, probably the greatest running back that I've seen my generation. I grew up watching is Adrian Peterson. Him and LaDainian Tomlinson is kind of like, you know, 1A, 1B conversation. But yeah, as a fighter though, man, this is just not his forte, man. Did you hear about the whole situation?
Oh, I saw it, heard about it, all of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely should stay out of the ring. He's definitely chinny as hell. You punch him in the that's a wrap. He's already proven, you know, too many times. He's probably been dropped in sparring too, and we just don't know about it. So if I was him, I would sit it on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't get to see Barry Sanders around the block?
At the end, I seen it, like he retired. You know, like, you know, I didn't see the beginning. I didn't see like, me personally, I didn't get to see it. But
I get it. I think.
But when I see his highlights, when I see like what he was able to do, the way he was doing it, I've never seen that before. I've never seen anybody do it the way Barry did it, as far as running the football. It's like, man, like, how do you stop on a dime? And it's like you're running away. Like, it's like him versus the defense, and he's just, it's like a joystick. Like, it's crazy.
You'll never see it again. There's only one other running back. Like, so you just give your 1A and 1B. My 1A and 1B is...
Oh, Marshall Faulk is a personal favorite
to
me too.
No, it's not Marshall Faulk. It's not Marshall.
No, for me, I was just saying it's a personal favorite.
Oh yeah, well for me it's gonna be Walter Payton, Barry Sanders.
Ooh, man, okay. Walter Payton's my guy.
This was out of control. Again, an underrated guy that I don't think people understand. Size, pound for pound. You want to talk about a pound for pound list between him and Emmitt Smith? But those are my two that I just.
So you're Mount. Okay. Since we're on this topic, real quick, Mount Rushmore running backs. You said Barry and Walter Payton.
Yeah.
Who's the other two?
Jim Brown, Jim Brown is that trio that I immediately have, and then I'm just biased. You know what I'm saying when it comes to Marcus Allen. I'm just biased. I can admit
No,
that.
okay. Ain't mad at that.
There's other running backs that I would, but I'm biased, but I also have receipts to back it up. He's still the only one to ever do what he's done.
Right.
Period. Play, let alone just running back, right? So, hey, you know what I mean? It's like Jim Brown, never coming close to that again.
Did you think Bo? Did you, not to cut you off? Did you think Bo had a chance to be that guy?
Yes.
Seeing it up close and personal. I know Severe. That's your guy.
That's
Bo?
the one.
Bo Jackson.
Because if you had a game of playing projection, he's the best dude to ever do it, even over our great Jim Brown. I mean, I think Bo Jackson was Jim Brown, and he just got cut short. That's what I think. I think Bo Jackson and Jim Brown are the two that ride off into the sunset, kind of like Kobe and Jordan, right? It's them two.
Damn,
then it's
man.
everybody. Then it's
but you know how,
else.
Like, look, I'm still thinking about what you're saying about Jeanty. Like, you know how bad it's gonna be if Jeanty isn't like that guy.
I've already said that. Everybody talking about Jeanty, but you got to remember, there's that kid Raheem Mostert that is right there, ready to finish his career off lovely, and he would love nothing more than to be the man, and he can make that happen very quick because he's definitely going to be more reliable and trusting as far as third down situations. If you got to hold him in and block, he's capable. Jeanty can't block. We already know Jeanty can't. There's no even have that conversation. So, I mean, it's just he's fighting an uphill battle, honestly, and that's the funny part. Yes, brought him on to be that dude, but you already heard it. See, and people can laugh, and bro, you already heard it from people out of camp that my guy, Sincere McCormick, was not trying to just let this dude come in and be the guy. He's been the one that they said been running the most angry out of all of them. That's not me saying that. That's coming from the Raiders camp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's just going to be wild, bro. You know what I mean? It's going to be wild to see how all this stuff shakes out because the offensive line, right? I mean, Jeanty and McCormick are comparable in speed, but they don't come close to most of it. If they need somebody to hit home, you already know it's Mostert. It's not going to be Jeanty or McCormick in that respect. And you know what I'm saying? That's the difference between a Gibbs and a Montgomery, right? That's why you have that 1-2 punch because when Montgomery is wearing them down, not getting through those holes, guess what? Those holes start to get a little wider when Gibbs comes through. And now you didn't even need him to get wider because Gibbs is running 4.3, 4.240. So, I mean, you already see what he does. I mean,
well, Mostert got to stay healthy, though. He has to stay healthy.
Oh, 100%. That's, and I think he realizes this is his last chance. I mean, I'm not, if I'm going to take the over-under on him being healthy, I'm not going to take the over. I think he's going to have issues.
Right.
Like most running backs.
It might be somebody that we don't expect to be that number 2 guy, too.
Yeah.
It might be a Zamir. It might be a Zamir. Zamir lost. They said Zamir lost some weight. He's probably understanding what happened last season. That was his shot. Also, him being in a weight room might have been a mistake. So he's. Hey, look, he's gonna capitalize on his speed. Because coming out, he didn't he run like a 4.4 coming out. So and then Chip Kelly's running the show now. So this is his shot right now. Like he needs to find a way to be part of that rotation in the running back room. But let's pivot from the running back position. Let's talk about. So recently this week they ESPN, I believe, it might have been they ranked. They went around the league. Top executives, scouts, coaches, they went ahead and ranked defensive end, pass rusher, and defensive tackle. Max came in number 4. Let me go ahead and I actually put it on the screen here. And then we'll talk about defense tackle in a second. Were you surprised by that ranking? Do you think he should be higher? Like, what's your take on that? Do you think Max is that's perfect where Max is in the league?
Based off last year? Yeah, right? I mean, played through injuries, and missed 5 games. Like, based off last year's performance, absolutely. I mean, everybody knows he has the ability to literally be the best defensive end in the league. In my opinion, over my opinion.
So here's the full list here. Myles Garrett was number 1, TJ Watt number 2, Micah Parsons number 3. And then obviously Max comes in number 4, Nick Bosa number 5, Trey Hendrickson, he's a monster. That dude's a beast. He comes in at number 5, and then Aiden Hutchinson number 7, Will Anderson number 8, Daniil Hunter. Both these guys on the same team. That's wild. And then number 10, Jared Verse, who Jared Verse got a huge compliment from one of a recently retired offensive tackle. I think he retired from the Miami Dolphins. Played for the Saints all them years, protecting Drew Brees.
Peters?
Not Peters.
Not Peters. I'm
forgetting his name.
I can't.
He was a left tackle. He was left tackle, right tackle.
Is Teron Armstead?
Teron Armstead was asked in a recent podcast, interview. He asked him, like, who was his toughest cover, like if he had to name, like, and the question was just as generally, so he could have just went, oh well, Khalil Mack in his hate. No, he went ahead and said, this kid named Jared Verse, this dude's a monster, and he comes in at number 10. Talks about how powerful he is, you know what I mean, and he gets in, and he did bring up Max Crosby too. Talked about Max, so respect to Max. You know what? I do feel like this is one of the position groups in the NFL where it's highly competitive. It's super competitive. Man. Like, for as great as Max Crosby is, it's like Micah Parsons, the start to his career where it's never been done before. Or actually, there's only been one other player that had 12 sacks in their first 4 seasons to begin their career, and I think it was Reggie White. Reggie White was the other player, which is
Reggie White.
Yeah,
that makes sense. The minister of defense.
And then Myles Garrett he's had 4 straight seasons of 14 sacks. You know, like he's just doing it year in, year out. Just put him down for 14, at least 14.
Yeah, that dude is. And Myles Garrett is a freak in nature. I'm not mad at where Max is. I know a lot of people will be mad about Micah being ahead of him. I know a lot of people don't like putting Micah ahead of him because Micah doesn't really play the run that well. I think against pass though, Micah is crazy. He's a crazy pass rusher. He's a freak as a pass rusher. So that's why it's like, and that's when they look at, like, they don't count run stuffs. Like, you know, in the Hall of, nobody's like, oh man, he had 25 run stuffs. Like nobody's counting that stat. So I mean, unfortunately, you know, a lot of this is based. It should be based on the film, but a lot of it is also, you know, box score watching. Remember Khalil Mack's rookie year, he only had 4 sacks or whatever. People was like, oh my goodness, you know. But first of all, he was playing part-time linebacker, and you know, there's a lot of situations where he got the pressures, he just didn't close the deal. Same thing. I remember Arden Key was the same similar situation. So, but the effect that he has on quarterbacks is insane. You know, TJ Watt, obviously he's been defensive player of the year before. I think Nick Bosa has won defensive player of the year before as well. Trey Hendrickson, he put up 17 sacks last year. So if you want to just go based off last year, Trey Hendrickson could be higher on the list himself. But I think Max is in a sweet spot. Once the Raiders start winning, you know, I think he'll start getting more more respect.
Facts.
But he was already getting respected. Like, he's already 4. So it's not like not like he's getting disrespected, but I think people will start to put him in that competition. Like, because right now, I don't think anybody could really say there's a competition between him and Miles. Like, I think it's clearly Miles Garrett is the number 1 guy. But once we start winning and he starts, like, you know, he's the focal point, or he's the lead guy on a top 10, you know, possibly top 5 defense, I think then people will start saying, oh, you know what, this guy Max, he could be the best edge in the league. So I think this is fair ranking.
I think Max. Yeah. I think that would help Max winning, but then Miles Garrett played for the Browns last year.
Yeah, facts.
They're still like, yeah, this dude's best.
Because Miles is just, bro. Have you seen this dude? This dude is just the way he's
crazy,
not
bro.
even just how
huge.
how he's built, but then his athleticism. Like, I saw just his workouts, bro. He's like a crazy athlete.
Yeah.
Like, at that size, it's different. And Max is not a small guy either, and he's a good athlete himself. But Miles Garrett is like in a different stratosphere for a human being that big.
Yeah. And Michael Parsons too. Like, he's a physical freak as well.
He's twitchy.
Off ball
twitchy,
linebacker coming in, and he transitioned to defensive end and still just dominated. You know what I mean, at times. Right. But yeah, I think Max can overtake Micah a little bit. You know, this is Dallas Cowboys love, and then also, you know, Dallas Cowboys. Did they go to the playoffs within the last 3 years? Maybe, I think.
Yeah, I think they did. 2 years ago they did. 2 years ago they for sure did. Dak went crazy. Dak had like 5,000 yards.
Yeah, you can argue
2 years
that.
ago they went crazy. Yeah,
you know, I think T.J. Watt, Miles Garrett, just based off history, they kind of been holding it down consistently. Like, and their teams have kind of.
T.J.'s on decline too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he had like what? I think he had like 11 sacks last season, but then it wasn't as dominating as the season prior. But, you know, he wants to get paid too.
I think he's year what?
Yeah, he's like year what?
Is he
11? Old.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was just shooting it out there.
Yeah, he's 30. I think he's 31. I think he's 31.
He's 30. He's 31 right now. So
yeah, he's
31. He's probably his 7th or 8th year, I would assume. Because he probably I'm pretty sure he did 4 years of college, so he probably got in the league 23.
Yeah. But my bad. But I'm gonna try to find this list here. But the Raiders, they also ranked the defensive tackle around the league as well. And let me move this around. And Christian Wilkins wasn't ranked in the top 10. They had him on the outside looking in. I'm gonna try to find that real quick. Let me see if I can find that list.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? I mean, obviously because of injury, maybe they might be holding it against them a little bit. But I'm gonna pull up the top 10. You can let me know if it makes sense. Hold on 1 second here, man. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, well, let's get to the chat real quick before I can find this. Raiders Rebel in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Oh my God, man. I don't know how I missed it, man. My guy Raider Smoke, man, with the super chat. Appreciate you coming through.
Smoke.
Man, clock in, like and sub, man. Tune in at work showing. Hey, man, appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. We got to get you on, man. We got to get you on soon.
For sure. That's a guy. Look, hey, Adrian Peterson, can you take some lessons from Smoke? Smoke on that heavy bag.
Nah, for real, man. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Coach is asking, he wants to ask Turf, what do you think of Tommy Eichenberg?
Coach is a fool. That's the worst nickname in the
Yeah,
history
I
of
don't
nicknames, man.
I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna work out on his paper. Yeah,
Man,
Tommy
appreciate
was
you.
I was
a
saying.
hit and miss. Yeah, he was a hit and miss.
All right.
I thought he would be better than him.
Raiders Rebel has some stats for us. He says sack leaders over the last 4 years: Myles Garrett 60 sacks, T.J. Watt 58.5, Henderson 57, Nick Bosa 53.5, Michael Parsons 52.5, Daniil Hunter 54.8, 55. We'll just say it's 55.
Yeah.
Right.
Max total is 59. Oh, okay. More, so your point is that he's more productive, or he's basically right after Myles Garrett. And the one thing you can say about Max too, he's a complete player. He's not a guy that you'll say that he's just a guy. He's just gonna get it. He's good against the pass. Nah, he can stop the run as well. I think he got to be up there for like tackle for loss at his position. I see him do that every few times. Sometimes he guesses wrong. I've seen him where he second guess, but he has the leeway from the coaches to go ahead and because he could do it, and he's probably in that film room. Let me go ahead and pull up this list.
D tackles.
Yeah, man. I thought I had it up. I might have sent it to you, Severe, maybe earlier this week.
Oh, check. I don't think you told me about it. I don't think you sent it to me
though. Okay. Let's see. All right, here. Okay. I found it. I'll just read it off to you guys. Let's see.
And that can be. Okay. So okay. I think we read Rebel wrong because he's saying over the last 4 years, Garrett has 60, Watt has 58.5, Trey Hendrickson has 57, Nick Bosa has 53, Michael Parsons has 52. Daniil Hunter at 55. Max has 59 for his career. So not over the last 4 years. So I know last year he didn't even break 10. So I was like, he can't be. So that it's career.
Well, I mean, he did start his career off with 10 sacks his rookie season. But that was based off his effort. I felt like it wasn't really based off like, he beat the guy off the edge. Oh, you know what I mean? Where he's dominant. He did have that one game. I think that one game kind of carried his statistics against the Bengals. We had like 5 sacks. I remember, but yeah, man, he's way better from when he was a rookie. What he was as a rookie. Now he's just unblockable.
Yeah.
But damn, that puts a little bit of perspective, like as far as. If he had 59 his whole career, and then these guys did it over the last 4 years. Whew.
Yeah.
But you know what? Max is still in the prime of his career. How old is Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett, maybe a year
30s?
older.
Oh, okay.
He may be a year. Nah, probably, yeah. He may be a year older than Max. But maybe not. Maybe not. Because Myles Garrett, I doubt if he stayed. I don't think Myles Garrett stayed all 4 years. I doubt if Myles Garrett stayed all 4 years. They may be the same age.
Yeah, FYI.
Say that again.
T.J. Watt. 8
T.J.
years.
Watt.
8.
Oh, eight seasons. Yeah, 8 seasons. Okay.
So he's two. He's two. Myles Garrett is 2 years older than Max.
It's 29. This dude look crazy, bro. It don't even look right. He looks like
a creative player. Bro, he looks like a that dude looks like he belong in a superhero movie or something. Like the dude is like, it dude looks it
Wild.
doesn't look real, bro. And the way he
Yeah.
moves for a dude that big on the football field, it's like, bro, this is not right. This is scientifically not possible
Yeah.
Shouldn't work. It shouldn't work. It should not work. He should not be able to do the things he does.
at all. But we trying to
Nope.
find. I don't think you sent me that thing.
Man.
But I mean, but kind of like we said though, I don't believe that I don't believe that I mean, I don't think they're doing Christian Wilkins dirty, just because if you look at last year, starting off the year, he kind of started. He had a slow start to his NFL career period. Then he had some solid years. Then he had he had like 2 back-to-back really good years, and then he bounced and he went to us last year. And then he kind of started off kind of slow in the beginning of the season. And then once he started to get his footing, ironically, he hurt his foot. So, it's this is a low key. What have you done for me lately? But he also hadn't been good enough for long enough to establish himself as one of those like top guys. So you either got to be an established guy where like Max didn't really have a great year last year. He only had 7.5 sacks, but he's established himself as a top guy. So he's going to get the respect just off rip because people, they respect what he's already done. Christian Wilkins hadn't done it for long enough to earn that respect. And then the last time we saw you weren't really that good. So, that's going to factor into how they look at him as a player. And especially when you got young guys like Jalen Carter, destroying stuff that's automatically going to push a guy like that up in the rankings. And then Dexter Lawrence, that's another freaking nature right there up in New York. So, we got some young D tackles that are really making a name for themselves now. So, that's kind of pushing Christian Wilkins down the board a little bit. But if he comes back next, well, I don't know. But when he comes back healthy, whenever that is, if he gets on to the same type of pace that he had that last year in Miami before he got here, that 2023 season, if he's on that type of time, then he'll immediately, vault right back to the top 10, possibly top 5 in those rankings.
All right, I found it. I got it. All right, here we go. My bad, y'all. All right, so here's the not to cut you off, Severe. I got the list right here. So number 1, they had Dexter Lawrence as the number 1 defensive tackle in football.
Right.
I'm not mad at that. He's a freak.
Number 2. Number 2. This is a guy that we're familiar with the Chiefs, Chris Jones.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Number 3.
Makes sense.
Number 3. This is a guy that a lot of Raider fans I don't know how they're gonna feel about this. Jalen Carter.
It better not be.
Jalen Carter.
Already, bro. Oh, look, I don't want to hear no excuses about Tyree needing time, bro. He's already the 3rd best D tackle in the league. I don't hear no excuses about needing no more time, man. I don't hear it no more.
Man, I just lost the list. Hold on. But yeah, it's crazy, man. That's a player that obviously. Hold on 1 second.
That's sad, bro. That hurts my heart, bro.
Well, right now,
Carter,
right now, you can make an argument. Right now, the way you talking about Jeanty.
Oh, that's gonna hurt my heart too if it goes bad. It's gonna go all the way bad. He's gonna be. Hey, bro, I've been labeling. I'll get my credit, and I don't want to get this credit, but if it does come to fruition, I've been saying that before he got drafted. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Samuels, average at best, homie. If he don't have that superpower, he is gonna be average at best in the NFL. Yeah, average at best.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at if he don't have this superpower.
Yeah.
I'm just letting y'all know right now.
And his superpower, and his superpower going into the NFL is breaking tackles.
Yeah.
That's his superpower. It has to be. It's not his speed. You already heard Severe say he's seen him get walked down. We know he can't block. I mean, again, people gonna start a bashing, show on Jeanty. It's not. It's just it's very easy to see what he's good at and what he's not good at. He's not he's not a shifty back. He's not a Barry Sanders. You're not gonna see him shake somebody out of a phone booth.
Yeah.
He's a downhill, straight up and down runner. I'm just keeping it a bean. I mean, it's not hating on the kid. He is what he is. If he runs out of tackles, it's game over for the league. You know what I mean?
And what he is like, he's not a shifty guy. And this is part of, and like we'll see because this is part of why he breaks tackles. He's really good at moving his body to absorb the hit, or bracing himself, or making sure he doesn't get full contact. So that's part of those superpowers. So that needs to translate. Another thing that he wasn't really showcased at Boise a lot was his receiving ability. We all heard the story that he was forced to play receiver initially in at the high school level. He was a slot receiver. So that's something that he didn't really do a lot at Boise. I know like the year before the 2023 season, he had some big receiving numbers, but some of those numbers are deceptive because it was like some of those are like manufactured passes, or it's like screen passes, or a little like pop passes where it's like, okay, it counts as a throw, but it's basically a run. So we really haven't seen his full potential as a receiver. But what we have been hearing is that in camp, that is something he's doing. So that's something we should expect to be utilized, especially in the Chip Kelly offense. That's something he's going to throw. He's going to throw the ball to his backs. We saw Travion split out wide, and we saw Travion run routes and beat DBs running routes. So if Ashton has that kind of ability, then it's going to be utilized. So that adds another little dynamic to the offense, where maybe you can see him and Mostert on the field at the same time, where they both start off in the backfield. Ashton splits out wide. Then it's like, okay, well, what does the defense do? We can run off of this. We can throw off of this. So, I mean, Chip Kelly's going to be creative. But as Turf was saying, a lot of Ashton Jeanty's prowess is going, or his future projections and chances fall on his ability to break tackles. And that's big. That's big. He's going to probably live and die off of that ability. Just in terms of being an elite, like you said, I think he can still be a productive NFL player without that. But if you're expecting him to live up to that 6th overall billing, it's going to come down to him breaking tackles.
Bro, Tyler Dance, bro, at best he's Josh. I mean, at worst he's Josh Jacobs. Look, I'm no Josh Jacobs fan. I didn't like, the whole drama that went on with all of that. But you're crazy if you think Ashton Jeanty is even holding Josh Jacobs' jockstrap right now. This kid hasn't even ran a ball, bro. A single time. Josh Jacobs is the truth. He's like arguably in the top 5 right now.
Oh, yeah. I would put him top 5 running back in the league right now.
Ashton Jeanty is nowhere close, bro. Nowhere close.
Look, and I'm a guy that, look, I was against paying Josh Jacobs, but if you ask me right now, like would I rather pay? Because Ashton Jeanty is now he has the second highest contract.
That's why.
Guaranteed.
That's why.
Second among running backs. So if you ask me if would I rather have paid Josh Jacobs or paid Ashton Jeanty, I'm gonna take the known commodity. I'm gonna take Jacobs. Just because what you can get from him, and what he's capable of doing. Ashton Jeanty right now, it's a big mystery. We're hoping that he can be that guy. The expectations are for him to be that guy, but it's like I sent you that I think I sent, I don't know if I sent it to you, Pharaoh, but it's like the episode of like Family Guy where the guy's like, oh, you won the prize, like you can have this boat or you can have the mystery box. And he's like, man, the mystery box could be anything, even the boat. It's like, come on, take the boat. But some people are just enamored with that mystery box. And
Right.
it's all comes down to FOMO. It's fear of missing out. You don't want to be the person that oh man, you missed out. Man, you could have. Oh man, you could have been this. You know, you could have had that guy. So it's always that, and that's why you know that's why draft picks are more valuable before they're drafted than after you pick them. You feel me? Like they're more valuable before you make the selection. You could, that 6th overall pick could have got you a whole bunch of stuff. But if you try to trade Jeanty for that whole bunch of stuff, it's like, all right, I don't know. It's like I don't know if I want to trade. So it's different. So, like I said, if he can break tackles, we got a special guy. But
right.
That's
Rebel, shifty, Shady is a shifty running back, right? Barry Sanders, who we're talking about, shifty running back, right? That's what we mean by shifty. Maybe you're not understanding the definition of shifty. We talking somebody that got shaped, that can shake you in the phone booth. That not every running back, and most of the great running backs don't have that, bro. So I don't know where you think Jeanty ever looked shifty, because I don't see that in any of his runs. I haven't seen him shifted.
I think he's referring to what I was talking about, where he makes body movements, where he doesn't take a hit here, or he'll get skinny to avoid a guy there.
Absolutely.
You're talking about stuff like that. But we talking about Charlie Garner, Barry Sanders, Shady McCoy. I'm breaking you. I'm gone.
Charlie Garner had moves.
That's what we're talking about.
But I might be a little too old for y'all. I ain't know.
Oh, nah, man. Charlie Garner, his best year was with the Raiders in 2002. Where he almost had like 1,000 yards.
1,000.
But I think he finished like just under 1,000 rushing, under 1,000 receiving. But he was like he's probably like my favorite player on the team. You know what I mean? That year. Time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Jerry, I like Jerry Porter because the potential.
It's Tim Brown and Jerry Porter.
Jerry Porter. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, Charlie Garner was so fun to watch, bro. Like
he was the real deal.
Yeah,
real deal.
I think Tyler Dance has a question.
But real quick, man. Appreciate the super chat. My guy Chewy's, man. If you haven't already, man, make sure to head over his channel, subscribe. Man, appreciate you supporting the show, man. My God, but you said someone had a question as well?
Yeah, I think Tyler Dance has a question.
Let's see. Let me pull it up here. Okay, he says, do y'all think Jeanty's better than James Cook on the Bills?
Absolutely not. How can he hasn't played a single down yet?
Yeah. Do I think he's more talented than James Cook? Yes.
Talented, that's a different situation.
Yeah, but can I say for sure he's going to be a better player? No, you can't for sure. I think he will be a better player, but I can't say that for sure he is a better player. I think he'll be a better player, but
dude, I don't know.
James Cook had a good year last year. James Cook was a productive player last year. He was real good for that team. So
he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's averaging 4.9 yards a career. Yeah. I don't know what y'all talking about. He's cold. He's cold,
bro.
Absolutely not. He's nowhere close to James Cook right now. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Bro, this kid almost there's three running backs ever to average 5 yards in their career, bro. Like people think that's just easy.
I'm not gonna lie. If Jeanty's trash or average next season, it's gonna mess up the entire season for me.
Oh, absolutely, it's gonna be.
I'll be honest with you. I'm actually looking forward to him. I'm looking forward to watching him.
I don't think he'll be trash though. I don't think he'll be trash. That's not what it comes down to. I don't think he's gonna be trash or a bad player. It's like. Could we have gotten what we get from Jeanty in the 4th or 5th round? That's what I'm looking at. So if he just turns out to be, he's a good running back. Man, he's pretty good. Like, bro, if I draft you at 6, bro, no, you can't just be pretty good, man. You have to be special.
Hit the ground every down back. That's what that is right there. That's an Amarian Hampton, bro. That's what that is.
Wild card for him is going to be Chip Kelly for sure. Chip Kelly.
That's what I said.
You know,
Positive wild card.
Exactly.
Correct. Because he knows how to use it, keep him out of
Right.
harm's way.
The thing that might hold him back is y'all mentioned this earlier is offensive line.
Yeah,
and that's
guard
something that
play.
you know,
because our starting guards could be Kappa and Parham, and that's you know that's
hit or miss.
So look, we don't have a number one wide receiver. If you don't have a number one wide receiver, what does that tell you? You can, you know what I'm saying? You can play games as far as on that run defense.
Yeah.
To where
that's where Jeanty comes in.
If you start keying on this kid, he's going to be impossible to keep in the game come second, third down, because they can just start blitzing.
Yeah.
And not even caring what's happening for the most part without number one wide receiver and making this kid pick up blitz. And that's going to be a problem. I'm telling you. I don't think they're going to. Just like people are already talking. What do you think they're saying in terms of how they're going to game plan for Travis Hunter? Right?
Yeah.
If Travis Hunter really. Exactly. If you really think playing 90, 100 snaps in the NFL, you definitely better have your track game ready, because they are absolutely going to make a lesson out of you.
Real quick.
Pharaoh gonna take up golf. Pharaoh gonna be the best. If Jaxie is trash, Pharaoh gonna be the best golfer you ever seen.
I'm slowly but surely working on my golf game. It's not there yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Golf is harder than it looks. But that being said, SoCal, I'm just saying, if Jeanty isn't who we hope that he's gonna be this season, or at least as a player, man, number 6, you miss on that. Another miss, a first-round pick, and then it takes away. We're talking about a guy that's supposed to be the offense supposed to be around the run game. So you're taking. We had one of the worst run games in the NFL last season, and if that continues, it's just it's gonna be a tough season. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it's not gonna be all bad. There's gonna be other players, gonna be other elements of the team to watch. But I'm just. That's gonna be it's gonna be tough, man, to deal with. But
if we're still winning, I'll be all right. If we're still winning, I can live with. I mean, I'm still gonna be mad,
for sure. Oh yeah, if we're winning, we're good. But then it still will be bittersweet though. It'll be like, damn, man. Like if we would have just gotten someone, and that's been the Raiders' issue for years. It's just that we can't consistently like build through the draft, and that's why the Raiders are struggling. You know what I mean, year in year out, because. If you just think about it, like if you look at some of these talented teams, the reason why they're so talented is because they were able to hit in the draft. Instead, we're trying to like use free agency to patch up some of the weaknesses and holes on the team. Now, Turf, you mentioned you made a good point earlier. You said a big question on this team is who's the number one receiver. And recently, Lions beat writer suggested that Jameson Williams should be traded. He could be possibly traded. Now, we do outside of Jacoby Myers, we know that we can project him and say he could play the other side of that outside receiver spot. We don't really know for sure who he's going to be on the other side. Some people are saying Dante Thornton. Some people saying Trey Tucker.
Right.
Filling a veteran that is not on the team right now. That being said, do you think Jameson Williams would be a guy that you would trade for if he's available?
100%. 100%. He would absolutely immediately become our number one wide receiver. And I think Chip Kelly would be thrilled with what he'd be able to do with that guy. I mean, he's already been doing it with the Detroit Lions. And it's going to be a very similar setup, right? Because, well, I'm not going to sit here and lie. We don't have a monster on the ground. That kid is amazing. We don't have that. I mean, I like Jacoby. I like our wide receivers, some of them, but we just don't have. Bottom line, he would immediately elevate our wide receiver room. Immediately effectively. He'd be the number one guy, and it would change the look completely.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and I posed the question to on social media on X, and and even on Instagram too as well. And for the majority, I want to say the majority, but 55% are saying that the Raiders should trade for Jameson Williams. But there's some pushback though. 45 are saying no. And the biggest argument that I'm getting, because people left comments, the biggest arguments are like, oh, we need a corner. We need a defensive tackle. We need this. We need that. But when you're the Raiders, you have a lot of needs and you need to get better. You need to add talent. And one of those needs is an outside receiver. And if Jameson Williams is available in a trade, you can make an argument because as a GM, you got to think ahead, right? You got, I would think that Spytek, when he's building the Raiders, when he's thinking about how to build a successful team long term, they're not thinking about just this year. They're thinking about years down the road. Jacoby Myers is not signed under contract yet. They could technically, they can give that money to Jameson Williams.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they won't pay Jacoby Myers, but let's say, because the biggest arguments are like, we got Dante Thornton. But Dante Thornton, going back to what you said about Jeanty, hasn't done anything. We don't know what Dante Thornton is. He's a rookie, drafted in the 3rd round. When we're doing mock drafts, we're thinking he's going to be in the 6th round.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that if he turns out to be a good player, then you have a speedy James Williams, and you got a Dante Thornton on the outside on a rookie deal, and you could say, thank you for your services to Jacoby Myers. And because I'm not gonna lie, players like Jameson Williams, with his speed and playmaking ability, they don't grow on trees. They're not just available.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I watched the Detroit Lions. In my opinion, the Detroit Lions had by far one of the best offenses in the NFL last year, and I was amazed at what they were capable of doing, particularly with a quarterback that I don't really think is all that good. And they got weapons, bro. I'm just honestly name another team that has the skill positions that they have offensively as far as the talent. I can't name. Eagles come to mind, obviously. When it comes to Duncan Smith and obviously Brown.
AJ Brown.
You see what I'm saying? But that's about the only team I can think of that comes close to that trio or quad, if you will, in terms of the running backs and the 2 wideouts in terms of the Detroit Lions. That team was, man, if you look at that, it was a beautiful thing to watch, man. That was a beautiful offense to watch. It was my side chick for a reason, real talk. That offense was a thing of beauty last year. And I hope we have the same backfield that they have. And I hope Jeanty does his half and compliment where he needs to, right? However that fits. For all we know, he may be the short yardage back. He may be whatever it is from that respect. And Mostert is the more traditional tailback, right? And they trade off that way. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? It's still going to suck that we drafted him at the 6th spot when we probably could have got a guaranteed tackle and not been wondering if we're going to be using Mumford.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, it is kind of interesting that they're playing like hard to get with Colton Miller, and like you kind of took away the leverage when you took a running back at number 6 because you could have took a tackle, and if you took a tackle, then Colton Miller could have then it could have been a great situation, a good problem to have, but they went running back, and then now because now you have to pay Cole Miller. Like, what do you? If you're looking to win, if you're looking to be putting a competitive football out there, you have to pay a Cole Miller because who's the replacement? You can't tell me a 3rd round tackle. And I understand Glaze is turning out to be pretty solid. I mean, we got to see him do it a second. We got to see what it looks like in his 2nd year. But people will point out, oh, look at Glaze, he was drafted in the 3rd. But like when you draft tackles, you draft them in the 1st. You know what I mean? Like you don't typically get them. You don't typically get 1st round picks, or you don't typically get like starting tackles in the later rounds. Like that's not something that is common. You should depend on. And Jay Money's saying he's gonna pass on Jameson. He gets suspended every year for smoking weed, gets dumb childish penalties, not a smart football player. I heard that argument too. They feel like there's a maturity factor with Jameson Williams. He comes to Vegas. Is it a good fit? I get that.
And okay, those are valid points. And if there's nothing else out there, I get it.
Yeah, so I would say this: he doesn't get suspended. I don't think he's ever been suspended for smoking weed. The biggest thing it's two things that I would say is that, you know, if we're going to use a lot of 12 personnel, which is kind of what we've been hearing, you know, it's do you want to be, because Jacoby, in my opinion, is a rock. Like that's a foundational piece. You know, he may not be your number one guy, but he is a foundational piece. He is like a Hines Ward, where he's going to be a leader. He's going to do all the dirty work, and he's going to, you know, keep everybody in line. And he's going to, and we always talk about setting the culture. You know, he's a culture setter, as well as Colton Miller, which is why I feel we should pay both of those guys. And then, you know, what Jameson Williams was suspended for was gambling. So he got suspended for gambling. So if you're gonna you got suspended for gambling and PEDs. So there is no place on planet Earth where there are more steroids and more gambling than in Las Vegas. So like that's not the place you want to put a guy that got suspended for those two things. You know, but like the great thing about him is he would still fit the timeline. I think he's only a year older than Dante Thornton, so he still fits the timeline. He also still has that speed capability that we talked about. He's a burner that can take the top off a defense. So, you know, we always talk about having that deep threat, but you know, it's the compensation to get him in terms of picks. Also what we're gonna have to pay him. It's like I don't know. I don't know about that one. It all depends on what the trade package will look like.
I would do it for a third. I'd do it for a third. Maybe even a second. I'm tempted to do a second. Just because I understand, I get it. I know people are gonna get pushed back. A second round. I'm looking at it from a perspective of like there's only one James, like he could argue that he's probably the most explosive player in the NFL at his position. And we need and the way the Raiders are set up, they're kind of set up where they don't really need to have, they can get by having the right pieces around each other, meaning that like Brock Bowers could be that number one option. And then you could have Jameson Williams, you know, running deep, like basically breaking the game open, running his deep routes. Exactly. They complement each other is my point. And obviously they want to run the football. We've seen the impact that Henry Ruggs had on the offense. Jameson Williams would have the same effect, I would think. But, you know, and Raiders Rebel, he says, oh, why does everybody feel like wide receivers can't be good their rookie year? No, I'm not saying that can't happen, but like it's not a guarantee though.
Right. I mean, they can be great. It's just A, how often does that happen? And B, how often are they third round picks? Right. You know, so for us to think we're gonna have one that just comes out the gate, you know, without having some, you know, some growth necessary. Again, that's just an objective thought, bro. It's not, and that's the weird part. I think you guys aren't being objective in your thinking. You're looking at this big hope of, this guy could be the next Puka Nacua. Dog, Puka Nacua is a monster. Like, really? They don't just every year like that. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. Yeah. You don't have guys like a Puka Nacua for 1,600 yards as a rookie. That doesn't happen, bro.
Yeah. But Puka's especially good. I mean, and wide receivers can be very productive as a rookie. I don't know why his go-to was Puka Nacua and Lam McConkey. Like we literally had Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. be like put up two of the best rookie receivers ever, and he's like, did you see Ladd McConkey? Like it's weird, but I mean, wide receivers can definitely be.
I think his point is where they were taken. I think that's the main point that he was saying. Puka Nacua was taken in like the 5th. Ladd McConkey was taken in the 2nd. And then Jack Bech was taken in 2nd. And then I think Dante Thornton was taken in the
Puka, Cooper, late round guys. But I mean, rookie receivers can be, they can be productive. Generally, wide receiver, they say that's one of the hardest positions to transition to from the NFL, from college to the NFL. But I like I said, I don't think we want to be, because I'm cool with building for the future, and Jameson Williams still fits that timeline. Like I said, he's only a year older than Dante.
He's 24,
but it's just, he's only a year older than Dante Thornton, like literally a year older than Dante Thornton. So he's not that old. He's younger than some rookies coming into this draft class right now. He's been
absolutely.
He's been in league. Absolutely. Been in league 3 years already. So he's still a very young guy. But it all depends on what the Raiders' plan is. If their plan is to push all the chips, no pun intended, into the middle of the table, because they have a coach that's geriatric, then maybe they make those moves. But if their plan is to, hey, you know what, we're going to build this thing the correct way, at that point, I'd rather see what we got from young guys like Dante Thornton, see what we can do with Michael Mayer and a lot of 12 personnel. Hell, if we're going to play him, let's see what Trey Tucker offers you. Make a decision on his future in the NFL. So do we continue to waste time on this guy, or do we decide to move on from him? Like, find those questions, figure that stuff out now, because you're the first year in. I don't think there's a lot of expectations, so you might as well see what you have in these younger players. And if you figure out that they are guys that you want to keep around the franchise, all well and good. And if not, there's going to be other players that want new contracts. That happens every year. There's going to be other guys that want new contracts every single year. You can make that, like, that's not going anywhere. So, and the fact that his really only good year was last year, his first 2 years in the league were pretty disappointing. So, like, are you catching a guy that, on the upswing, or are you catching a guy that, just maybe it was a flash in the pan season? Like, that has to factor in as well. So I'd rather just play the waiting game.
But I'm not trading for Jameson Williams and hoping for him to be a number 1 pick. If that happens, that happens. I'm trading him for what he is. And what he is a deep threat. He's an explosive playmaker, which technically we don't have a lot of. We didn't have a lot of big plays, explosive plays. And we have a quarterback whose skill set fits what Jameson Williams likes to do. Like, we have the most accurate, arguably the most not arguably. This is, I think we had the, we over. Did we go over the statistics last show, Severe? I know we both talked about it. I think we talked about it. We went over him. Yeah, and he was the most accurate deep ball thrower in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
So you come Geno Smith. Yeah. Geno Smith. So you combine that with the Jameson Williams, that's a great combination to have. So, and then you want to run the football, great combination. You got Brock Bowers, who wants to get open on the intermediate part of the football field, short to intermediate. Michael Mayer, short to intermediate. Jacoby Myers, same thing. It's just going to open up the players that we have. Dante Thornton, can he be that guy? It's possible, but if a guy's available, then you can't have enough weapons in today's NFL. Like, especially right now, like, it's a defensive. Right now, the teams right now are loaded on defense. We got to figure out a way to move the ball against these defenses. We got to have weapons. We don't have Patrick Mahomes, because Houston from LA saying, I know it's Pat Mahomes, but Chiefs and Patriots had times didn't have a number 1 receiver. They had arguably the greatest quarterbacks that we ever seen. They can. Yes. There's a reason you can't gloss over that exception. That's a huge exception that we do not have. We do not have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We do not. Geno Smith, I hope from here on out that is the case. But for right now, I got to look at it from what it is right now. And right now, he is a bridge quarterback for the Raiders right now. We're still looking for that guy, that franchise guy. Is that him?
Yeah.
Hey, he got to show it. But right now, I'm looking at him as a bridge quarterback. He did some good things in Seattle. And the Raiders, in my opinion, I don't think we should look at them from that lens and say that, oh, since they had Patrick Mahomes and they were able to get over. They were able to do that because they had Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and obviously, you know, Travis Kelce, you know, is an all-time great tight end when it's all said and done. And then, you know, same thing with the Patriots. Gronkowski, all-time great tight end. And then you got Tom Brady, 7 Super Bowls. You know, do I have to say any more? So I don't think we have that. So if we don't have that, then we got to load up as much talent. That's how you do it. Look at the teams that don't have a top 5 quarterback. They have to have talent. Like you can argue a Jalen. Who's the quarterback for the Eagles? I'm forgetting his name.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Some people are on the fence that he was a top 10 quarterback going into the season. There are people arguing that. You know, I'm being honest. Like you got to give him respect. He's getting it done. But then we look at the roster. Yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls. You know what I mean? But then we look at the Eagles roster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we look at the Eagles roster, and then we look at Russell Wilson. We seen what he was able to do. You know, he had some good seasons. We understand that, but we understand like he's coming from a Pete Carroll system where his philosophy is if I don't have a top 5 guy, I'm gonna make sure that he has everything he needs and more, meaning a great defense, great run game. You know, like, and I think I feel like the Raiders should go in that direction because we don't have that guy yet. So I don't think we should compare us to teams that have Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady and we're able to be the exception, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's gonna be difficult.
It's cool. Just come on over, man. Just come on over. It's all good, man.
But I mean, it's you can. There's different ways to skin a cat, and if this team is going to be, because you talk about, perfect example, you talk about Seattle, like they never really had a number 1 receiver either. So as you kind of said, like that's how they built it. So if you're not going to, so if you have a franchise signal caller, then you start making a lot more investments on offense because you're like, hey, you know what? This is a guy that he can carry us. He can carry us, especially in the offensive line, and you give him weapons. But unless you already have an established defense, if you already have an established defense and that's a strength, sometimes you strengthen your strength. But you still want to give that guy weapons to work with because he still needs those weapons. So you want to support your franchise quarterback. But if you don't have a franchise guy, that's when you start, hey, you know what? Maybe we're going to be a run first attack and play good defense. But like I said, I don't.
Which they are doing.
Which they are doing. And like I said, because I don't know if they feel that Geno is necessarily. But I think that's just a Pete Carroll philosophy. He's just run the ball, play good defense. Run the ball, play good defense.
No, that is his.
That's
philosophy.
that's how you control games. And then obviously Chip Kelly loves to run the ball. So
right,
I think he's going to do that regardless.
Right.
You know, build in the trenches, do that kind of stuff. I think, you know, skill players a lot of times come secondary to those other things, especially when you're at a run the ball, play defense type of philosophy. They're going to make more investments in the trenches. Ironically, we made a whole bunch of investments in terms of skill players. We drafted Jeanty at 6 overall. Then we went out and drafted Jack Besh. Then we drafted Dante Thornton. Then we drafted 2 offensive linemen. Then we drafted Tommy Malott and drafted Killer Cam. You know, so we made a whole bunch of investments on offense. So I mean, I think they're trying to hedge their bets, or at the very least have the soil fertilized. So if it's not Geno, the next guy, he's not walking into to bear coverage. He's walking into a situation where, okay, I have something here. I have a premier running back. I have the best receiving tight end in the league. I have another very good complementary receiver. I have another guy that can be big slot receiver, and maybe, he can play outside on occasions. I have a deep threat. I have some young guys. I have a Glaze at right tackle. I have Caleb Rogers. He eventually he's going to take over at one of the guard positions. I have a center that's on the ascension that by 2 years from now could possibly be considered a top 5 center in the league. Like, all that stuff will be the foundation will be laid, but I think they're laying the foundation right now. So I don't think you want to. I mean, I view Jameson trading for him and paying that money. That's more of a kind of an all-in type of move, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that's we're going to build this thing right type of move.
I don't know. I gotta push back because I think Jameson Williams is it's a chess move. It's like, all right, we're gonna run the football. What are teams going to do? You know what I mean? They're gonna try to load up on the box. So we're gonna have to be ready. I would think that they're gonna try to prepare for like what teams are gonna do, and they're gonna have to have the players, which I think what a Dante Thornton is. That's supposed to be like, okay, checkmate. All right, you're gonna load up the box. We got a big playmaker, run a 4-3 we can throw up to, right? But Dante's a rookie. We don't know what it's gonna look like. He probably needs to take time to learn the nuance of that wide receiver position. From what it sounds like, it's better than what they expected early on. But I mean, can you really judge what a player's doing in minicamp to what they're gonna do in the regular season, going against physical press coverage? They got to show what type of, there's a whole lot that goes into it. But when you have a proven commodity like Jameson Williams, I just don't think the Raiders are in a position to be like, we don't need that. No, we do need that. We don't know who's going to start on the outside. We do need that. And it could be a move where you can justify it for the now, which he's obviously an explosive playmaker, a deep threat, and for the future. He's 24 years old. And whoever comes in to be that young franchise QB, he's gonna have that waiting there for him to, and also it'll help the team. It'll help the run game. We all remember when Henry Ruggs played and when he didn't play. When he got hurt and he was gone, the offense looked completely different.
Yeah.
When he was playing, this is back when obviously John Gruden coached the team. And it was Henry Ruggs, Darren Waller, and we didn't have a number one receiver is what I'm trying to say. We were waiting for Henry Ruggs to develop, but he wasn't a number one. He was more of a deep threat. He was an explosive playmaker. But when he was on the football field, I felt like there was a difference when he was playing. And I'm comparing it to him because we're Raider fans. We watch the team. So I'm trying to bring a little bit of similarities to what a Jameson Williams can do if he's playing for the Raiders. He could bring that explosiveness that teams will fear, and it would open up the offense. And now you combine that with all these guys that run the similar routes. I just think I feel like it would be a great move, but that's just me. Man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. People in the chat says, okay, hold on, let's see. I would rather draft the next neighbors like wide receiver next year.
Yeah, okay. So that's what you have to look at. It's because it's opportunity cost. It's like, okay, so but you're right. We absolutely do need that deep threat that take the top off. We need that guy. We need that guy. So you have to weigh two things, right? First off, you have to weigh whether or not you feel that Dante Thornton can be that guy, and it may not be this next year. No, that's always a factor. It may be 2 years from now, but you have to weigh, okay, do we think this guy can be that? Also, you have to weigh how much does it cost to get Jameson Williams, and what we would have done with the resources used to get him. So that's the opportunity cost. So not only are you losing the opportunity to potentially develop a draft pick that you already spent on Dante Thornton, but then you're also losing the opportunity to shore up and improve other areas of your team. that you maybe didn't draft, like maybe a premium linebacker, or maybe, you know, a safety, or maybe a better edge player than Tyree Will, like, you know, and that money, maybe that's money that can be used to sign Colton Miller, or sign Jacoby Myers, or, you know, keep Malcolm Kuntz and keep that tandem together. So like all that, like, you have to factor in the opportunity cost, and is it worth, is what Jameson Williams did last year worth more than what you think Dante Thornton can be and what you think you can do with those other resources? I'm not sure about that, you know, but maybe you are, you know, and sometimes you make that gamble and it pays off, and, you know, and sometimes you make that gamble and you have Corey Littleton, like something like that. And I, you know, that's he wasn't traded for, but like sometimes you make these calculations and it doesn't work out. But I just think the way that they're building, I don't think they're going to give up future assets to improve right now, especially when they just used assets to shore up that very weakness already.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to have to weigh in what the compensation is, what the contract would look like. But this is not a situation where, you know, Geno's taking up like 75% of the cap space with his contract. Yeah. You know, he's a bridge quarterback. He was given a bridge quarterback contract. It's essentially a 2-3 year deal. And then once a rookie comes in, you decrease that QB contract even more, which means that the Raiders can allocate resources to other positions. So it's like, I don't think that really matters. But I do think that the trade compensation matters a little bit, like the draft picks. What are they going to be asking for? That matters. But hey, at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers, man. Like, the Raiders need talent. The Raiders need talent. They need talent. For all the people that's saying, "Oh, we need a corner," yes, I agree. The big corner, that's a bigger need. Yes, I agree. Bigger need, slot corner. Where is it at? Tell me who's offering a starting slot corner to the Raiders that's 24 years old, because that's essentially how old Jameson Williams. He's 24. So are there like what guys entering their 30s in their 30 slot corner? You know, Mike Hilton, who hasn't been signed yet. A lot of people have been suggesting, oh, the Raiders should sign Mike Hilton. He hasn't been signed yet. I wonder why. You know, it could be a lot of different reasons. Maybe they can see the beginning of the end for him. It could be a lot of different reasons. But my point is that I agree that they're going to have to weigh it. But I just think that if there's a young, talented player that you can add to the roster, I think it makes sense for the most part, because there's a need there. It's not like we're adding. And when I say need, people will think about like, oh, we already drafted, but we drafted rookie receivers. One of them literally plays the same position as Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. He, like Steve Smith, an all-time great wide receiver, called him a tight end.
Time out. Right away, if you bring up Eichenberg one more time, bro. You bring up Eichenberg one. No, I feel you. I feel what you're saying. I feel you, but look, kind of to your point. Kind of to your point, right? You saying like where is a young slot receiver or slot cornerback that's under 30, and you know those guys. Hey, I can say there's not anybody out there, and know why there's not anybody out there? Because clean prospects at that age with that talent don't get traded. So if Jameson Williams is getting traded, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason. It's for a reason.
Well,
it's for a reason, man.
They don't want to pay him, right? Or can they pay him?
Take him back. I don't think Amon Ra is getting a whole bunch of money.
They got a lot of problems just because of their whole front office.
I did think it was interesting that they drafted a receiver in the second or third. In the third, I believe.
I think they drafted your boy, right? Did they draft Tesla?
Out of
Arkansas?
Yeah, like he's a big guy, ran like a 4.3, I believe. 4.3.
Isaac Tesla. I think that's Turf's guy. Or where's the Turf? No, it's 805. I think Turf liked him too.
I
But
did
yeah,
like him.
805 guy too.
Yep, I liked him. Tesla. Yep.
So yeah, man. Hey, we can go back and forth. Hey, Severe, you make some good points. Raider Nation, y'all make some good points. I understand that a trade for a receiver comes with some risk, but hey, everything comes with risk at the end of the day, and you got to take, you got to take risk in order to win at some point. And I feel like a young player, I think he's still on his rookie deal. I know you're probably gonna have to pay him. I'm sure you're probably gonna have to pay him at some point. But a young 24-year-old explosive playmaker, and we don't know who's going to start on the outside. Like every player that almost every receiver that we have is literally like a guy that's going to, like Trey Tucker. If he starts on the outside, like, man, Severe laughs at this all the time, man. He talks about how short his arms are. He's not the biggest guy. Like, you know, it's going to be a tough situation if he's the starting outside receiver. And then, you know, Amari Cooper, what I've seen.
Tucker?
Yeah, Trey Tucker. Amari Cooper was brought up with Lincoln Kennedy. And Lincoln Kennedy, all he could talk about is the first time he met Amari Cooper when he got drafted. And he looked at him and was like, yeah, he doesn't want to be here. Literally, when he got drafted, he looked at him and was like, yeah, he doesn't want to be here. Let's pass on him. Let's pass on him.
But you can tell
Cooper.
On draft night, it was obvious.
And he feels like he didn't get better as a player. You know, that's another critique he had on Amari Cooper. Who's available? That's a veteran receiver that's available. But yeah, man, it's a good conversation. Obviously, it's an off-season show, so we're going to talk about it. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, great show, Turf, man. We appreciate you. I know it's late on your end, man. I appreciate you coming in on last minute,
1 a.m., man.
Bro.
Yeah, this is
man.
love, though. I like chopping it up with y'all, man, for real.
Hey, my mods, if you can post Turf's link, Ultimate Raider Fan 32, his YouTube channel, make sure to head over and subscribe to my guy, man. He's doing big things. He did a show earlier.
I think D Menace hit it up, man. Appreciate you, D Menace.
There you go. D,
that's my guy, D Menace in the building. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My
Turf,
dog,
man.
Right?
I guess it's a perfect time, man, to let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Absolutely, man. So, you know, it's the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 on all of your platforms. And one other thing I want to just pub out there is I'm trying to get this boxing thing going. You know, it's called the Knockout Canvas, again, on all platforms. I believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be something that really blasts off a lot sooner than later for a lot of reasons. A lot of the ties that I have to the boxing game, just in general across the board. Hell, y'all already know Angelo, Coach Angelo with his ties. So that's going to be something that's special, man, because I got a couple of surprises there too. So, well, yeah, man, just look out for your boy every which way till Sunday. I can't wait to see everybody. The home opener, whether you're going to be in New England, or the home opener, whether you're going to be in Las Vegas. But Turk will definitely be there, man. And I'm excited to kick it with the rest of the Raider fans.
I might. Either one of y'all going to? No, I think they're doing an open practice August 2nd. I think they're selling tickets stupid cheap too. I was thinking about again. I think it's like $20, something like that.
In Vegas?
Yeah, I want to see us in Vegas. Yeah, at Allegiant. I think it was like tickets were like $20 when I saw.
Yeah, I would be down for sure. Yeah,
look into that for sure. Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, man.
You guys know what it is, man. Shout out to my guy right away. Premium Severe. But yeah, man. The Severe Raider, IG, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, all that good stuff. Twitch, Kick. I'm telling you, I got shit on my True Social. I'm gonna set up True Social too. So everywhere it's gonna be the Severe Raider. You guys know where to find me. Tuesdays around the Shield. Tuesdays the 50/50 show. Raider War Room. Thursdays Around the Shield. Sundays the Raider War Room. Holla at your boy. One thing I didn't do on the 50-50 show, I meant to do, man. One of my day one guys, man, when I had no subs, and it was just, my guy Steve, you hit me up, he commented on one of my videos telling me he's in the hospital, man. So, whoever you pray to, just make sure you guys add Steve in your prayers. That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. And we'll be back here next Tuesday, 50-50 show. Obviously, Around the Shield next week, we'll have another guest. We appreciate everybody coming through. Follow us all over social media. Y'all see the tags on PharoahNFL, the Severe Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Y'all follow us all over social media. Yeah, man, great show, great conversation. Man, hopefully we can do this again soon, man.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, let your boy know. I'll be around.
Yes, sir, man. We out here, man. Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.